Welcome to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Join the Podcast Mogul Phil Better as he interviews successful entrepreneurs that make their living in the digital world. Now, let's join your host, Phil Better, and his special guest today on Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast.
Hello and welcome, dedicated listeners, to another enriching episode of Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. I am your host, Phil Better, the Podcast Mogul, and the excitement is palpable as I introduce our guest today. Joining us is a business mentor for coaches and mentors, renowned for his distinct anti-marketing approach. Our guest empowers professionals to close dream clients using the resources they already have in their world. It's a refreshing take on business strategy that challenges the conventional marketing norms, an approach that intrigues us, promising a departure from traditional methods. They'll be sharing a glimpse into how their anti-marketing philosophy works and what led them to develop such a unique approach in the realm of business mentoring. So let's dive into the uncharted waters of anti-marketing and explore the innovative strategies that our guest brings to the table. Without further ado, let's extend a warm welcome to our guest, Tiago Faria. Tiago, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Phil. It's a true honor to be here, and I'm sure we're going to have a fun time.
Oh, I already know we're going to have a fun time just from the few seconds we talked before we started the show. I'm excited. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the show. Let's dive into it. Why did you become an entrepreneur? What was the moment of creation that Tiago decided to depart from regular life to the entrepreneurial life?
Yeah, it's a fantastic question, and it wasn't easy to understand exactly when it was, but I know it was when I was working at Google. So been playing full on the corporate game for 8 years, working in Dublin, Ireland. And at some point, after 5 years, I think, I started feeling, desperate about being there. At first, I didn't understand if it was maybe I'm in the wrong role or something, in the wrong office. And I was trying to change internally, but I was not feeling truly motivated at all. So after a while, at some point, I understood that, okay, I'm psychologically unemployable, basically. I cannot stand anymore having a manager nagging my nerves every week, being limited creatively by, only selling one type of product, working only with the big sharks, big corporations, feeding the big corporations. So I started understanding, okay, I want something a bit more that I can control a bit better, right? That I can use my creativity a bit more extensively. And then at some point, a friend of mine gave me this book that I'm sure most of the readers know about it, like Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yes, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
He basically exploded my brains, and I slowly started, okay, I had to do something about this. Started reading a lot, started with drop shipping, those silly things we tried at first. And yeah, at some point in 2019, I finally decided to quit Google, and with the help, thank God my wife supported me. I was able to quit and come back to Portugal, where I was born and raised, and I'm here back, living in a more comfortable, easygoing area. Like I'm close to Lisbon, 20 minutes from Lisbon, but not really in the city. So I have kind of a country vibe, countryside vibe with there's horses sometimes eating grass around, some chickens, some sheep, and so here I can really have a truly relaxed life, working from home, helping local entrepreneurs, local businesses. It wasn't easy. Okay, this process of transition was not easy at all.
No.
It was 3 tough years of, I was bringing very complex strategies from Google, trying to implement it in my own business, which didn't work, right? Big ads, funnels, crazy complex things, and I was complicating my life and my clients' lives for 3 years until I decided, okay, I need to work with someone, to work with a mentor, create my own plan, focus on exactly who I'm trying to help. And then, okay, instead of trying to do all the crazy shiny object tactics that we are bombarded daily from the internet marketing gurus, I stopped that. Okay, what do I have already in my own world? What can I leverage to start creating a very decent business and sustainable and fun even? And so that's how I started with, actually inspired by another book, if you don't mind.
I love
Getting
book.
Everything You Can Out of All You've Got by J. Abraham.
Ooh.
So I looked at this last sentence, all you've got. And all you've got is how I, started creating this anti-marketing approach, which means like you already have everything you need in your world. Just chill. You don't need to complicate things, go wild on funnels and ads and whatever. You already have a list of contacts. You already have a network. You already have an audience, most likely, like at least, I don't know, 2,000 people around that. And that's, for me, is already enough for anyone to start a really cool business, because you tap into the power of people and talking to people and interacting. And instead of being in your own head trying to invent, I think people need this, so I'm going to create this for 6 months and then I'm going to try to sell it. And then nobody wants it, right? Which was what I was doing before. So I inverted the process, and I use my network to talk to my target audience, craft my offer, and then give it back to them, and then they will give it to other people. And that's how, basically, was a high-level overview of the strategy. I came about this world. Yeah,
I love that. I love how you started, like most of us, with the drop shipping, the ad spending, and all that crazy stuff that, like you said, the shiny object syndrome, that pretty much we all did. I started in 2020 with that. That was my epicus. I had a burnout in the beginning of 2020, and then I found out about, you can make money online. Let's figure it out. And I just tried different things, and everything failed. But I learned so much, and I love how, like you tried everything. Then you tried to take the complicated strategies of Google, which work on multi-billion-dollar businesses, and trying to bring it down to the little guys. I love that strategy, like trying to take what the big guys are doing and give it to the small guys. Unfortunately, Google is very complex in their strategies, and most people don't need that. They need that simple strategy that you done. So it really is interesting. When was there a specific moment while you were working at Google that kind of was like, okay, I'm ready to quit? Like, was there a specific moment when you were like, okay, I need to leave now because I'm not going to be able to stay in this role. I've grown past this company.
Yeah. Another great question. It's for the first, when I first started realizing I didn't belong there. First I was invaded with fear, of course. Like, oh man, this is incredible. Everyone tells me that you're so lucky to work at Google. That's amazing. Everyone was telling me that the same thing. My wife as well, but a bit less, because she knew that I was already kind of, my head was elsewhere. So for a couple of maybe 1 year or two, I was in that phase of like, maybe I'm not a good fit for this, or maybe I'm not good enough to be here. I started having imposter syndrome feelings, but it was only at some point, I don't know when exactly, but when the fear of seeing myself staying here with these golden, how do you call them?
Handcuffs.
Golden handcuffs. The fear of staying in that situation for long term was bigger than the fear of trying on my own, risking something new. I think when that fear became bigger, it was okay, it's time. So it's no point staying here. If the fear of staying is bigger than the fear of risking, it's logical for me to take the next step, at least start preparing things to take that next step. And of course, I prepared it. Okay, I didn't just quit immediately and then fuck this shit.
Peace out.
Exactly. Start something completely new. I was preparing. I was investing here in Portugal. Preparing like a good transition that would be comfortable for me and for my family, because I was married at the time already. So I couldn't do everything selfishly, right? So I prepared the land. And prepared also the transition. I made sure I already had like 1 or 2 clients here aligned for me to have some income to come back. But yeah, I think the boiling point was exactly when that fear of staying there and seeing myself, dragging myself to the business to work, especially looking at in Dublin, Ireland, the winters, my friend. I don't know how it is there in Montreal, but in Dublin, it's very dark, right? It's always cloudy, very gray weather, very rainy. And in winter, you go to work, it's nighttime, and you come back, it's already nighttime. So it's basically, you don't see the sun at all in winter. And it was when the fear of, and that vision of me playing this corporate game that I already was hating. And it's exactly what had happened.
I love that. And the winters here are exactly the same. It's not until like about March that we start going to work when it's slightly lighter, and then finishing work when you got maybe 30 minutes of sunlight. Yay, sun! But But yeah, no, I love that you took your time. You knew that you needed to take time to invest, uh, to be able to have this growth as an entrepreneur. Even though you had 3 hard years doing it, but most businesses have those hard first couple of years because you didn't start a business. You never started a business. You don't know anything about businesses. When you finally did decide to hire that first mentor, that first coach, what process did you go through to find the coach that or mentor that you wanted to work with?
So I basically I was following a bunch of people where I was already admiring their work and the way they approached this kind of internet world, which is full of people that don't want you the best for you, right? Most people that we see teaching us how to do things online, they don't have our best intentions in mind. But I was following the very few that are the good guys, For example, Miles Beckler. I don't know if you know Miles Beckler.
I've heard.
He was one of my first initial mentors, and his mentor was Terry Dean. So that's the person exactly. Okay, I'm going to work with him one day, and that's exactly how I did. And the way I decided to start working with a mentor was because I had a podcast when I just like you have right now in 2019 when I came back to Portugal to start as an attempt to gain authority faster in my local market, and I was interviewing a lot of people that were levels above me, experts, celebrities in this area. And at some point, I noticed that all of them, most of them, chose to have a mentor early on in their careers, and that's what made them, explode. And so I know, okay, this is a pattern. Okay, so intelligent people, they try to find a faster and the laziest path to success. So that's what I have to do. So yeah, I decided to contact the guy that I was already following for a long time. That's how I went to choose my first mentor.
I love it. And it's true. It reminds me of that quote that's sometimes associated to Bill Gates. I'd rather hire a lazy person to figure out a way because they'll find the fastest, most efficient way of doing it instead of a smart person. And it's true. It's so true. Like for me on this podcast, I was like, you know what? What's the fastest, simplest way for me to have an episode completely done so that like the editing takes no time? And it's like StreamYard allows it. Allows me to put in a video for my intro, allows me a video for my outro. I don't have to worry about clicking in, okay, does the sound right? Does this go well? It all does it for me. And it's a one-stop shop. Plus it loads it straight to YouTube. So I don't have to worry about loading it up to YouTube.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like that's what I love. I figured out the simplest way to do it, or as you said, the lazy way. I love it. Hey, look. There's nothing wrong with being lazy. It's about being efficiency, using the most of your time to do what you want. When you finally did start working with that mentor, did you start seeing your mindset shift to something greater and a bigger possibility?
Yeah, well, definitely. Because the first few exercises we've done was actually, let's create your vision, for the next 3-5 years. Where exactly do you want to be? To describe exactly the situation, not just money. Like I want this amount of money, but how was your life with your family? How does your day look like? How much time you want to spend with your friend? And that vision clearly, makes a big turning point on your mind because it allows you to be more patient, and that's one of the secrets of this business of entrepreneurship. Because when we start this thing, we say, this doesn't work, so I'm going to quit and do something else completely different, right? And that's the biggest trap of them all, is just to keep trying different things and not giving it enough time for any of them to reach their fullest potential, right? So, and one of the things that are essential for, I wish I did it when I just came back to Portugal, right? Which is create a vision and stay calm and patient and do the right things. But yeah, that vision, it like gave me complete clarity and okay, I have a plan. I'm going to do these little things every day, consistently for long periods of time, because I know eventually it will lead me to where I want to go, and I know exactly where I want to go, why I'm doing these things, why I'm going to say no to many other things, all the distractions, the shiny objects, right? And definitely the vision, it keeps you sane as well, keeps you calm, keeps you grounded, and that combined with the doing the few things every day that are aligned with that vision, is what makes you grow faster and have a calmer life. I think since then it's been much like that. I know that I only need to do one thing for marketing a day, one thing for sales, and maybe one thing for client work. And if I do those 3 things consistently, I'm aligned with my vision. So I know I'll get there. I can be patient. I don't need to have like those irrational decisions or desperate decisions that we all take when we don't know where we're going and we're trying to random things. So yeah, I think that was the key point of working with my mentor.
I like that. I look at it as you're working on a boat. You're in the middle of the ocean, and if you don't know how to sail your ship properly, you'll just spin around in circles. And doing the same thing every day will get you to your mission. It may take a bit longer, but you'll get to your island with all the jewels and treasures that you're looking for, and the paradise you're looking for. So yeah, I like that, how you just consistently do the same things over and over time, and you'll be able to reach your goal. I want to talk about the future. I love talking about the future, where we're going to see you in like 5-10 years. So if I snap my fingers, we're 10 years in the future, Tiago. What are you doing? Are you still in the same business? Are you now retired, enjoying the life and luxury that you built for yourself in those 10 years? What are you doing with you and your family and your business?
Well, definitely retired, no, but definitely I want to be, and I will start working actually this year for that. I want to be kind of a bit more irrelevant for my business, because right now I'm full on, everything depends on me. Excuse me. But yeah, that's the goal, is to start replacing myself with hires, systems, automations, etc. Because I'm thinking more and more about the dangers of being a solopreneur. Because imagine, you get sick, or some family tragedy, and you need to be absent for 3 months. What happens to your business? Like,
Yeah.
It's a scary thought. I know it's a scary thought to have, but we usually don't have that in the beginning of our careers. As entrepreneurs, we think we're superhuman, we're Superman, we're undefeatable, and we can do everything at once. But yeah, it kind of is a intuitive thought that we should start at the beginning, early stages, to think, okay, I'm not going to be doing this all the time. I should not be doing everything at all the times. That should not be the goal, because otherwise we're just creating a job, right? It's creating another job that we quit from. It doesn't make much sense. And so we need to start thinking of becoming business owners as early as possible. Unfortunately, I did not do it. I should have done it much before. So I'm just starting now that process. But at least we can start doing, if we don't have enough budget to start hiring people full time, but at least with small tasks we can start outsourcing, right? Okay, a VA maybe can do this for 2 hours a day, and this task that I hate to do daily and I need to do it. So start slowly allocating resources to other people. But yeah, I want to be outside of my business, so everything is taken care of. The team is amazing. The clients are getting incredible results. I'm getting amazing testimonials, and I'm having fun with my clients. I go out with them. Maybe I do some retreats or some trips. I don't know. It's cool. But of course, most of the time I want to be with my family. My 3-year-old daughter now, I want to see her, watch her grow, and give everything she wants. We want to be traveling the world. We want to see the whole States and Canada for sure. But States is still my first goal, because my parents, they traveled the whole US since my childhood.
The whole US.
So I've seen 9 out of 50. So I have a lot of work to do there.
Yeah, 41 states to check out.
Exactly. And the whole of Canada, of course, Mr. Phil. Yeah, so I want to be irrelevant for my business, and full on focused on family and traveling and just enjoying life. I mean, it's a very short life.
Yes.
And I think that's the goal. Yeah.
I love that. I love that goal, that you know that you want to be working on the business, not in the business, which is great. Give me a second. There we go. Sorry about that. First, I have a Mac. I cannot turn off Bluetooth, and so now it connected straight to my headphones. Yeah. So when you're working with your clients, have you had, obviously in your journey, you have your down days, you have your up days. During those down days, is there a moment from working with your clients that is a shining light that just was like, when you have those down days where even repeating the tasks that you know you need to do every day, it just doesn't feel like you're moving forward towards your goal of moving outside the business? Is there a memory that you have, or a moment, a success that you received or your clients received, that keeps you grounded, keeps you moving forward, and allows you to stay positive even in the dark days?
Interesting question. Yeah, I mean, for myself, whenever I'm selfishly, when I'm able to create an offer that I'm actually proud of, that reflects exactly what the audience wants and needs, and I'm able to find that, using my strategy, I use their own words to craft something that is actually exciting for the people, both for myself and for my clients. That's when I have those, okay, this is actually what I'm in for in this business, because I'm here to solve problems. And whenever I find a way to do it in a way that it's easy for other people to understand and to say yes to, like that, because we're in the business of solving problems, and if we don't allow our clients to understand exactly what we do and how we do it, we're not serving anyone. So when I reach that point where, okay, I know you have this problem, I can help you in a specific way, and this is exactly what you're going to take, and people click with that, that's like, oh, it's magic. That's when magic happens, when you create an offer that your audience actually wants. Makes everyone's lives easier. Their lives easier because they will get a result. If you're good at it, of course, you have to be good at giving results. And your own life, because you can have fun with clients. And when you're in this business and you're giving results, it's a completely different life. It's very different than selling something constantly and you never generate results. You might get money out of it, probably not for the full long term, and you're not going to get the self, I don't know,
Validation.
Yes, exactly. And things that just don't flow. But when you get that, okay, this offer is actually generating results, people are saying yes to easily, I'm having fun delivering it. That's the big holy grail for me. And of course, when I have clients saying, man, I just closed like 5 clients in 2 weeks with just using everything I got, my own list and my own audience, that's amazing. I have examples here in Portugal of my client Lourdes. She's one of the first ones that implemented this anti-marketing strategy, and using, like, in Portugal we don't have, we have high tickets, but it's less common to sell her something for 5,000, 10,000. So she was practicing like the mid ticket here, which is 500 euros, and she sold five slots like that, using only her current network. And she was like, man, I closed this. This group is like locked, and I'm going to deliver it in a group coaching setting, which I was not used to doing. She was used to doing it in one-on-one. I can go on holidays, relax. I'm just going to create the videos. When I'm back, I'm just going to have to deliver it once per week in an hour session for all of the students. So, that kind of story that keeps on, comes back to you and motivates you to keep going. And you're here doing something. You're not just creating something to sell at any, how do you say, at any
point,
any cost. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, those are the big moments.
I love that. I love how small wins for your clients, like they're getting these, like you said, five customers or 5 clients for their business, and they get to now go on vacation. They don't have to worry about, oh, I have to be here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to help out. I'm like, I automated, it's done. I now can have more freedom. You're giving them the life that you have. You're getting them to work outside their business instead of inside their business. Oh, I love that. I want to touch on this anti-marketing that you have. How did you come up with this context or concept of anti-marketing, going against the grain of the regular marketing strategies?
Yeah, I'm not anti-marketing per se, right? Yeah. I'm anti those marketers, anti-flashy tactics.
Yeah, the big guys.
Yeah, the big guys, and also the gurus that attack us with the short-term tactics, like or the complex tactics that they sell it to us as something very easy to implement. Like, it's an easy button. You're one funnel away, or you're one click away from this. And they usually, hide out the fact that they're like have millions to invest in those tactics, have huge teams, and etc. And that most people fail at these things, right? Because when you're at the beginning stages and don't have an offer that is already proven to work, that you already have the systems in place, and you already know the procedure, how to take a client from this side to this side successfully. And if you don't have the lifetime value of every client calculated, like you don't have all the other offers to give to the client, so that your order value increases massively. If you try to create ads at the beginning stages and you don't have that proven offer, it's like pouring gas into like a pile of sticks, right? And then hoping that there's a big fire, and it doesn't happen. If there's no flame, which is the offer, if there's no proven offer there, it's just going to be spending a lot of money and nothing will work. So I'm kind of anti those strategies that are they work for sure. All those big funnel strategies, all those crazy things work, but it's for different stages of businesses. For me, in my opinion, you don't need to touch to create complex funnels or even use ads until you reach like at least the stabilized 10,000 per month. Until then, I don't think you need those. So you can use everything you have in your world. You can create relationships like you're doing with podcasts, being guest in a podcast, using referrals, which is part of my strategy, which is like you have your network of people, right? Some of them will need your offer because you create with them. You interview people, you ask them questions, what are their frustrations, what are their objectives. You craft the offer to those people, and then you give it back to them like, hey, what's your opinion? And probably you'll get clients like that. But you also have people that don't need your offer, but everyone needs money, right? So you can simply create a referral program around your new offer, and then tap into all your network and say, hey, I have this amazing program that helps these people do this. Do you know someone? And you can give a referral fee for everyone that sends clients successfully to you. So in this way, you can easily, that's the anti-marketing method, is using what you have, your contacts and network, sell to those people that need your offer, and give something to those that don't need your offer. And you can create a very cool business that way.
I love it. It's so simple. Like you said, it's simplicity at its best. And one of the ways I get most of my guests on this podcast, after, sludging through trying to find guests, is just asking my guests, hey, do you have anybody that would be a great fit for the podcast? And it works amazing. I barely have to do any work to get guests on the podcast, which I love. Because it just makes my life a little easier, and I can start working on the podcast instead of in the podcast trying to get that stuff. So I look at since interviewing over 400 entrepreneurs, I still can't believe 400. I know, I still can't believe 400 entrepreneurs have been interviewed, and that's just released. I still have a good 100 episodes that haven't been released yet. So yeah,
so for soon you'll get to 500 very quickly.
Oh, very soon we'll have 500 episodes going out, and we started in December. It's only been 3 years, December 2020, when I launched my first episode.
Respect, my friend. Respect.
Thank you very much for that. And it's all thanks to entrepreneurs like yourself who have taught me how to take business stuff and put it into the podcasting world and create a podcast that's simple, and it's like a business. So now I'm trying to work outside the podcast and then go from there. I do have a question. We are coming close to the end, and I know you do have a little person to pick up and have fun with. So I don't want to keep you too much. I know how important it is. I have a nephew who is the light of my life. So when I get to pick him up from school, it's the best. So this question, this is his question. This is specifically for him. I have 10-year-old Tiago right here beside me. He just finished a trip with his parents in the USA. He's back home in Spain, happy. What is a piece of advice you would love to give your 10-year-old self?
I was thinking of the question once we talked about it offline. And I think one that would avoid many of my anxieties, many of my stupid fears even though I actually had issues with anxiety for a long time, but I still was able to make very tough decisions in tough environments, like work at Google and entrepreneurship, etc. But still, I had a feeling if I told myself this, my life would be much easier, much more less stress, less anxieties, less frustrations, basically, less frustrations. And which is this. Nobody cares. Nobody actually cares. I think this is a cool thing to grasp, because I, at least, and most of us, tend to overthink what other people think about us or what we do, or and we sometimes let ourselves limit by what we think people think about us. But in reality, nobody cares about what you feel or think. They only care about their own selves. They have their own problems. They have their own issues. And we're basically just limiting ourselves by imaginary issues, imaginary problems. Like I remember that sentence from Mark Twain. Like I lived a very, I don't know what he said, troubled life. I had many troubles in my life, but most of them never happened. So that's exactly that. So we invent problems related to what people might be thinking of us that limit our lives and limit our actions, and many times, if we allow it, limits our potential to grow, right? Because what will people think? I don't know if they will like it, or who am I to do this? So I think this will be a good sentence for someone to grasp on. Nobody cares. Just do what you want, do what you feel like doing. Of course, listen to your parents, or listen to who you care about. But don't let anyone limit your ambitions, your goals, and just do whatever you want.
I love it, Tiago. That is some great advice. I love it. The simplicity of it is amazing. Nobody cares, because it reminds me of when you think about people, when you have an embarrassing moment. So many people don't remember it. You, of course, remember it for life.
For a long time.
It's always there. You're falling asleep and it just pops. Remember when you were 5 and you did this? Like just.
You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I can't believe I did that. But no one else remembers it, because if you bring it up, they're like, you did that? I don't remember that. So I love,
because everyone is busy with their own things, their own problems, their own issues.
It's such a great piece of advice. Tiago, we're coming to the end. I'm going to jump off screen. I want you to let my audience know where they can connect with you, so that if they're looking for anti-marketing advice, how they can start using what they have to grow their business. They can contact you or connect with you. So the floor, sir, is yours.
Thank you, sir. So if you want to ask me any question, please feel free to send me an email at tiago@tiagofaria.pt. I'll send the links afterwards. So it's tiagofaria.pt. I still have my assets in Portuguese. I'm in the beginning stages of internationalizing my brand. So if you want to lurk me a bit, tiagofaria.pt. And if you want to have a quick chat with me, like we can schedule a diagnostics call to see if you have already some potential clients lurking you on social media, in your own network, and see what you can do about them. You can just click on the top right corner button of my website to book a free call with me. And that's it, my friends. Thank you so much.
Tiago, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to you translating your stuff from Portuguese into English, so that I can learn even more from you than I have already from this conversation and the little bit we talked beforehand. I can't thank you enough for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I actually feel better after this interview.
I love it. I love it. Of course, to my audience, as you know, the links for Tiago and his business will be in the show notes down below. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you get that free diagnostic call to see how many hidden clients that you have in your social media, and how you can implement the anti-marketing strategies that we've talked about today. And as always, remember to invest in yourself.